Hello and welcome to the annual GW Christmas sell-off. Yes, it's Battleforce box set season, and no matter how much we don't need some of their content, we're still going to lap it up like demented plastic addicts. I'm your host Benji Klaus, and this is the list of the top 7, who knows why we didn't get 8 like those Grimdark Ponies did, Battleforce boxes. The Age of Sigmar releases this year are a bit more generic than their 40k brethren, which is mostly a good thing and which we'll get onto. What's for sure is these box sets do provide a significant saving no matter their eventual cost, which we're expecting to increase from last year. Obviously this comes at the expense of not being able to pick and choose exactly what sprues you want, which is what this little video is here to help you with. So enough of the preamble luck, let's get you well and truly knowledged up in time for release day. And because we're cool and helpful, we're ordering them in monetary value to make things all in order like. Number 7, Daughters of Cain and their Cainite Slaughter Coven sure do give you some variety, but being on the tail end of this list means they ain't up to the standards of what's to come. But when I say variety, I mean the whoa Nelly kind. Just start with the leader, a Slaughter Queen on Cauldron of Blood, a formidable presence on the battlefield herself, but the kit can also be used to build a Bloodrack Shrine or a Hag Queen on said cauldron. But it doesn't stop there, because the battle line Witch Elves can also be built as Sisters of Slaughter. It really is only the Doomfire Warlock sprue that you can't build as something else. So although this is dog tier in terms of comparative value, it's actually pretty bleeding great when you consider it as either a starter product or as a supplementary one, which is really how I would judge these little Christmas gateway drugs. Sadly, Deputy Downer has to put forward his closing arguments, because even if you build everything for its highest point value, it's still not quite good enough. Still, this gets a thumbs down from one hand and a thumbs up from the other. Number 6. Orruk War Clans have had as many iterations as shades of green-brown, but here in full Cruel Boys swamp lurking regalia, they go all in on the leader slots, with both a Swamp Boss Scumdreck and Gobsprak the Mouth of Mork. 600 points of goodness, all top heavy in that. Both of them once again can be built as something else, which is a boon for when you've already got one or both, and then a unit of 3-man skewer Bort Boys and 10 battle line Gut Rippers rounds things out. I must say I don't hate this box. It certainly makes it lean towards a supplementary product, but I'd rather that than the cack-handed attempts at some of the 40k boxes trying to please everyone and pleasing no one in the process. Neither the Rippers or the Bolt Boys are likely to be saturating people's collections at this point, so fair play. The both boxes that prop up this list have some other metrics going for them, just not, I'm sad to say, on the battlefield. Much like the Cainites, the boys aren't going to get you a 1,000 point list, so all in all a meh Battleforce. Number 5, Gloomspite Gits follow their destruction buddies with their hilarious Stampeding Squigglelance box set. One thing you cannot say you don't get with this box is a lot of crimson foot-slugging piranhas. Just look at them, they're so cute. You've also got some different slots to fill. For example, you've got the Loon Boss on Giant Cave Squig, but you can also take one of the Mangler Squig sprues and build a Loon Boss on one of them too, leaving you to build just the one or both Behemoth Mangler Squigs. The choice is really how much loon you can handle. And capping things off with a Squig Herd and 10 Squig Hoppers, both filling the other slot but can be converted battle line with the right army choices, meaning once again I have no problem in recommending this as both a starter and a supplementary product. We're also clearly seeing a straight line, not just in terms of comparative value, but also points you can table with these here gits. Number 4. Stormcast Eternals are up next. Those poncy golden poster boys bring the imaginatively titled Thunderstrike Spearhead to your pile of shame. But ooh, look, dragons. Maybe all can be forgiven. A fairly low-key entry as your general is a Knight Relictor, who I want to spend absolutely zero time talking about. You're then given the gift of battle line with 10 Vanquisher and their greatswords that they like to stab things with. Thank Sigmar then that the Vigilors bring bows and arrows to proceedings, because range is variety and variety is good. But really it's all about the Stormdrake Guard and all their draconic sexy. So you can build them all vanilla-like and call them pork and dork, or you can live a little and build one as a Knight Draconis, upping the points in the box even more and giving you another leader. This is actually a really tidy set of models. The points value inside is estimable, dear boys and girls, as well. Well over 1,000 as stock, and even more if you opt for the Knight Draconis we just talked about. Well played, Golden Boys, well played. Number 3, Nighthaunt give us a legion of grief this festive season, which is just what you expect from Death and all its followers. But rest easy folks, this is 3 on this list because we're getting to the cream of the crop in terms of value. Lady Olinda brings a uniqueness to the leader slot, not just in name but aesthetics. Bloody lovely model. And the Black Coach is your friendly local behemoth, and the equal of the good lady in terms of points. You've then got your battle line Grimghast Reapers and converted battle line in the right army Bladeghast Revenants, and Dreadscythe Harridans to round out the spectral shenanigans. At this point I can't really hate on any of the boxes we talked about so far because there's likely something for everyone in most of what we talked about. And even when that's not the case, there's not an abundance of crap you might not need. Anyways, the points you get out of all this so-called grief continues its upwards trajectory. So you're not only getting clear bang for your buck, but you're also seeing the fruits of your coin on the tabletop. Number 2, Skaven is surprisingly not the number 1 here, and that's solely a testament to and a reflection of the low cost of old moulds versus the relative expense of new. There are an unbelievable 85 models crammed into this little rat piggy. But seriously, this has Welcome to Skaven written all over it. A Grey Seer on Screaming Bell and a Warlock Bombardier gives you leaders and wizards all in tidy packages. And 3 Storm Fiends do the opposite of what rank and file rats do, in that they're all big and menacing like. But then we get the rodent elephant in the room. What to do with 40 clown rats and 40 plague mugs? Well, as batch painting projects go, it's definitely up there. You just don't get this much plastic for your money anymore. So if you want to start Skaven, then this box will absolutely be your new best friend. But any existing player is likely to know how to build these bad boys in their sleep. So I would say this definitely has a narrow target audience. But not only that, you are getting an immense amount of points contained therein. So not much to sniff at here. And number 1, Sylvaneth tops this list in terms of monetary value because, well, mouth doesn't lie, and I suppose big models don't come cheap. So the Revenant Wargrove comes packed with the unique Drakcha Hamadreth. 2 Tree Lord packs can be built as advertised, harnessing their inner behemoth, or they can also be built as 2 different leaders, a Spirit of Durthu or Tree Lord Ancient. I love me some multiple choice in these products, I really do. It makes it so much easier to nod in approval. 3 big models though mean there's only room for the small from here on out, with 10 Revenants and an annoying 16 Dryads. That is useful to absolutely no one because they're played in multiples of 10, but that's the way they're bought separately, so c'est la vie. They're all battle line as well, which makes me wonder whether this stacks up that well as something an existing Sylvaneth player might want. You can of course ask that question of every box, but yet this stacks up better as a starter force than anything else, and a fairly mighty one in terms of points value. And that's your Age of Sigmar Christmas Battleforces in a nutshell. There's really no escaping that these boxes will appeal to a wider audience than their 40k counterparts. They're far superior in terms of not selling you a bill of smoke and mirrors, and it's just a shame you'll have to be quick on the draw to get hold of one. Alas, that is all from the voice in your head, and this video has ended.